Kilma Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran man who was wrongfully deported earlier this year and subsequently returned to the United States, finds himself in a precarious legal labyrinth once again. Released last week from a Tennessee jail after being held on human smuggling charges, ICE has now notified his lawyers that deportation may be imminent and possibly to Uganda. ICE's notice, which grants at least 72 hours warning before any deportation initiation, has raised alarm bells about what Kilma Abrego Garcia's future may hold and whether due process is being bypassed under the guise of immigration enforcement. The circumstances surrounding Kilma Abrego Garcia's case are complex and emotionally charged. In March, he was suddenly deported to El Salvador, a decision deemed a clear violation of a 2019 court order protecting him from removal because he feared gang persecution in his home country. The U.S. Supreme Court swiftly intervened, demanding his return, and he was brought back in June to face human smuggling charges stemming from a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee. The judge overseeing the criminal case in Tennessee granted his release, concluding he was neither a flight risk nor a danger to the community. He was transferred to his brother's custody and placed on electronic monitoring in Maryland while awaiting trial. Yet, just hours after that release, ICE and the Department of Homeland Security notified his legal team of the potential for another deportation, this time to Uganda, under a recently made arrangement between Uganda and the US to accept deportees when return to their home country is deemed unfeasible. ICE's notice stipulates that Abrego Garcia could be removed in no less than 72 hours, clarifying that weekends are excluded, and instructing him to report to the Baltimore field office by Monday. Simultaneously, a federal judge in Maryland, Paula Zinis, has imposed restrictions aiming to safeguard his rights, notably demanding that immigration authorities provide his attorneys with a full 3-day notice before any deportation can proceed. Earlier this week, ABC News captured an emotional moment as Abrego Garcia emerged from the Putnam County Jail in Tennessee, wearing a white shirt and accompanied by his legal team. His lawyer described how he was reunited with his family for the first time in over 160 days. "Today has been a very special day because I have seen my family for the first time in more than 160 days, Abrego Garcia said through a statement issued by COSA, the immigrant advocacy organization supporting him. "I am grateful to God because He has heard me and today I am out. We are steps closer to justice, but justice has not been fully served." Yet his attorneys remain wary. They emphasize that this relief is fragile, a measure of justice, in their words, but ICE detention or deportation to a third country could once again dismantle the family's stability. The Trump administration's handling of this case has been widely criticized by both legal experts and immigration advocates, who see it as emblematic of aggressive deportation rhetoric overriding constitutional safeguards. ICE's depiction of Abrego Garcia as a dangerous gang member has not been supported by any criminal conviction. His attorneys argue that the federal smuggling charges are retaliatory, motivated not by law enforcement priorities but by his decision to sue the government over his wrongful deportation. The Independent calls the deportation threat to Uganda a further escalation in this saga and paints the case as a symbol of the Trump administration's boundary-pushing approach to mass deportations, particularly the creative use of third-country agreements to bypass protections afforded by asylum and withholding of removal orders. ICE and DHS have not disputed those concerns publicly. The back and forth continues. Judge Zinis's ruling, which requires a 72-hour advance notice for deportation to a third country and binds Abrego Garcia's return to Maryland, does not stop ICE from pursuing his removal altogether. It simply ensures his legal team has time to mount a challenge. As of now, the criminal trial is scheduled for January, but deportation looms large in the interim. His family, including his U.S. citizen wife and children, are caught in the crossfire. Political pressure and public scrutiny have intensified since his wrongful deportation. Members of Congress, union leaders, and state officials have rallied, portraying Abrego Garcia's case as a miscarriage of justice and a stain on the rule of law. Should Abrego be deported again, especially to Uganda, a country he has no ties to, his case could be dropped, and his chances for future residency, even through marriage, would face steep legal challenges under current immigration policy. In the words of his own legal team, the battle continues. His release brought relative reprieve, but not security. His supporters warn that without adherence to judicial orders and due process, a second deportation would transform this high-profile case into mere procedural momentum devoid of constitutional meaning. If you want to stay informed on the latest twists in this story, hit that subscribe button now. Every time a new development drops, be it a court hearing, ICE motion, or family update, you'll be the first to know. Join us as we keep tracking Kilma Abrego Garcia's case and what it means for justice, immigration policy, and human rights.